Imagine waking up every morning not just to an alarm, but to a calling, a higher invitation to rise, not just from sleep, but from self doubt, distraction, and the chaos of yesterday. The truth is, your morning is your spiritual blueprint. It's not about rushing through routines, but about designing a sacred rhythm for your mind so your heart can dance to the melody of peace and power. So today, let's unfold 5 early morning keys to master your mind, not as another to do list, but as a pathway to living deeply with grace, clarity, and courage. Silence before screens, the first battle of the day, is often lost to a glowing rectangle. Let me ask you this: what's the first thing you touch when you wake up? Your phone or your soul? Many of us wake up not with gratitude, but with notifications. Before we meet God, we meet gossip. Before we meet peace, we meet pressure. Silence is not the absence of sound. It's the presence of your soul. Give your mind 5 minutes of unfiltered silence, not for planning the day, but for meeting yourself again. Let that stillness whisper to your very mind, you are not your inbox. You are not your tasks. You are not what others expect. You are a divine design. Begin with silence. Because the mind cannot be mastered in noise, and no wisdom is louder than stillness. Speak to your mind before the world does. The world will speak fear. The news will speak division. Social media will speak inadequacy. But your words have the first and final authority over your mind. So before anyone else speaks, speak to your own heart. Stand in front of a mirror and say, today I choose peace over panic. Today I serve, I grow, I rise. Today I will not allow my emotions to lead. I will lead them. It may feel awkward at first, but remember, what you repeat is what you become. Your inner world listens when you speak with conviction. So speak life, not lack. Speak discipline, not drama. Speak truth, even when it trembles out of you. Anchor yourself in gratitude. You don't have to own everything to appreciate something. Before you open your fridge, open your heart. Before you count your tasks, count your blessings. Gratitude is not passive positivity. It's a mental discipline that trains your brain to see abundance where others see emptiness. When you wake up and say, thank you, your mind receives an instruction: search for the good. Find the beautiful. Hold on to the sacred. Your thoughts begin to serve you. Your mood starts obeying you. Your joy is no longer dependent on conditions but on consciousness. Even on a difficult morning, find one reason to smile: your breath, your heartbeat, the chance to start again. Because gratitude is not what you feel after everything goes right. It's what you practice until your mind learns to rise even when life falls apart. Move the body, calm the mind. Many people think the morning is all about the brain. But your brain lives in your body. If your body is tired, tense, or inflamed, your thoughts will mirror that chaos. You don't need an intense workout. Just a few stretches, a walk under the sky, a few minutes of deep breathing. Let your limbs awaken before your logic kicks in. When you move your body, you move stagnant emotions. You release what sleep didn't process. You give your mind the fuel of oxygen, movement, rhythm. And in that flow, clarity begins to arise. It's in those sacred minutes of morning movement that decisions feel easier, emotions become lighter, and the mind stops chasing and starts listening. So don't wait until life burns out your fuse. Ignite your energy with movement. Because the best thoughts don't always come in silence. They often come mid-stride, with sweat on your brow and purpose in your step. Offer your day to something greater. The final key is the most powerful: surrender. Mastering the mind is not about controlling everything. It's about trusting you're not doing life alone. Before you check your calendar, bow your head. Say, This day is not just mine, it's yours. Guide my words. Govern my steps. Guard my heart. When the mind is surrendered to a purpose greater than survival, it stops seeking validation and starts seeking contribution. This simple act shifts you from chaos to clarity, from anxiety to alignment, from what do I have to do to who am I becoming. Surrender doesn't mean passivity, it means choosing intention over impulse, calling over comparison and faith over fear. Offer your morning, offer your mind, offer your day. Because the one who begins the day with humility ends the day with peace. You must win the first hour before the world wins your mind. It's not just a suggestion, it's a spiritual necessity. The world we live in today is relentless, fast, paced, and unforgiving. The moment you open your eyes, there's a flood of noise waiting to fill your mind. Messages, emails, notifications, news, endless scrolling, all of it clawing for your attention, your peace, your mental clarity. And if you're not deliberate, if you're not intentional, the world will grab hold of your mind before you've even had a chance to claim it for yourself. The first hour of the day is sacred. It is the soil in which your entire mindset for the day is planted. And like any seed, what you plant early will grow throughout the day. If you start with chaos, your mind will follow that rhythm. If you start with peace, you walk in peace. If you start with panic, your day becomes a series of reactions. But if you begin with presence, your day becomes a sequence of intentional steps. This is why you must be fierce about protecting the first hour. Because the mind, like a sponge, absorbs whatever it meets first. And what it absorbs, it multiplies. Most people don't lose the battle at noon. They lose it before breakfast. They lose it when they wake up and immediately hand over their awareness to the world. They unlock their phone before they unlock their soul. They scroll before they stretch. They compare before they even connect with their own breath. And they wonder why the rest of the day feels like a race they never signed up for. It's because they never truly started the day. They let the day start them. When you win the first hour, you're not reacting, you're responding. You're not caught up in the noise, you're grounded in your own truth. Your thoughts don't own you, you guide them. And that ownership is power. That awareness is leadership. Because mastering your morning is not about productivity hacks or some performance-based lifestyle. It's about remembering that your mind is the control center of your life. And you don't give away the controls to the first thing that knocks. To win that first hour, you have to wake up with reverence. You don't wake up like a machine. You wake up like a soul. You open your eyes not to run, but to reconnect. You sit in silence. You breathe deeply. You ask yourself, what is needed of me today? Who do I want to be today? Before the world tells you who you should be, you remind yourself of who you already are. That one moment of mindfulness, that one breath of awareness, that one choice to tune in instead of log on, it shifts your entire trajectory. Because your life isn't shaped by grand, dramatic moments, it is shaped by repeated mornings. What you do again and again becomes who you are. You don't become wise, calm, or powerful in the middle of chaos. You build those muscles in the quiet, early hours when no one is watching. Those are the moments when character is forged, when clarity is nurtured, when peace is planted. And yet, the tragedy is that most people hand over those precious first moments for nothing. No return. Just noise. Just more voices, more opinions, more anxiety. But you are not most people. You are not called to live on autopilot. You are called to be awake. Not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally awake. So choose wisely. The first hour is your meeting with purpose. The first hour is your time with God, with your own heart, with your vision. It's when you set the tone, not just for your schedule, but for your spirit. And when your spirit is strong, the world can't shake you. Emails can't unseat your peace. Headlines can't hijack your joy. You walk into the day as the master of your thoughts, not a slave to your circumstances. You must win that first hour. You must guard it like sacred ground, because it is. It is where the mind meets meaning, where distractions bow to discipline, where fear meets faith, where the day doesn't just begin, it is born. And the one who wins that hour doesn't just survive the day, they command it. They lead it. They carry light into it. And that changes everything. Gratitude and surrender are spiritual strategies, not soft habits. They are not decorative accessories for the soul, something you practice when life feels gentle and manageable. No, they are the weapons of the wise. They are the tools of the inner warrior who chooses peace, not because life is easy, but because they have trained their mind to bow to something higher than their emotions. Gratitude and surrender are not fallback plans. They are front-line strategies. They shape the posture of the heart when the world tries to break it. Gratitude is not a naive smile in the face of adversity. It's the deep, unwavering decision to see the seed of something sacred in every storm. It is the mental and spiritual discipline of acknowledging the presence of God even when the path is unclear. To be grateful in comfort is simple. To be grateful in pain, that is mastery, because it means your soul has decided to find meaning even when your eyes cannot find reason. It means that something inside of you knows that blessings are not always loud. Sometimes they are quiet. Sometimes they are disguised as delays, losses, closed doors, or the loneliness no one else sees. But gratitude keeps your heart open in the wilderness. It whispers, there is still good. There is still hope. There is still breath. The world may tell you that gratitude is passive, that it is a way to avoid responsibility or ambition. But that is a lie spoken by a mind that only knows how to fight with force. True gratitude is resistance against bitterness. It is the rebellion of the soul against the temptation to complain, to envy, to dwell on what's missing. It is the act of choosing wholeness in a world addicted to lack. Gratitude doesn't mean you ignore pain. It means you hold pain in one hand and praise in the other. You learn to walk with both, to live with both, and to grow through both. And surrender? Oh, surrender is often misunderstood. People think it's about giving up, backing down, letting life happen to you. But true surrender is not weak. It is the greatest act of strength. Because it is the recognition that you are not the ultimate authority. That you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. That you were never meant to. Surrender is not about avoiding effort. It's about aligning your effort with divine guidance. It's about saying, I will show up, I will do my best, but I will not be anxious about what is beyond me. It's the wisdom to know the difference between what is in your hands and what belongs to God. When you live in surrender, you stop striving to control what was never yours to begin with. You no longer attach your peace to outcomes. You stop measuring your worth by what you achieve or fail to achieve. You release the illusion that you are alone in this journey. And in that release, your mind quiets down. Your heart opens up. You begin to experience the calm strength that comes from trusting the timing, the process, and the unseen hand of the divine. Gratitude and surrender are not separate roads, they are partners. Gratitude softens the heart. Surrender strengthens the soul. Together, they create a mind that is not shaken by every storm. A spirit that walks with grace even in the midst of fire. Together, they build the kind of resilience that doesn't look like resistance. but like flowing water, soft yet unstoppable. And that's what makes them spiritual strategies. Because they don't just help you feel better, they help you live better, think clearer, love deeper. You can master your schedule, your goals, your routines. But if you do not master the art of gratitude and the power of surrender, your mind will always be a battlefield. You will constantly wrestle with fear, control, and discontentment. But when gratitude fills your thoughts and surrender anchors your actions, there is a shift. Anxiety loses its grip. Insecurity fades into the background. The noise of comparison is replaced with the melody of peace. You no longer chase what is already meant for you. You walk toward it with steady feet and a steady heart. So, no, they are not soft habits. They are fierce tools, spiritual technologies, ancient strategies. And when you practice them, not as a once in a while ritual, but as a way of life, your mind becomes unshakable. Your days become lighter, your decisions become clearer, and your soul becomes deeply, fearlessly, joyfully aligned. Your mind can't thrive if your body is neglected. It's a truth we try to overlook, but we feel it every day. You can't think clearly when your shoulders are tense, your stomach is bloated, your back is sore, and your breath is shallow. You can't speak from peace when your body is screaming for rest. You can't lead from clarity when you're dehydrated, undernourished, or immobile. The body and the mind are not separate, they are sacred partners. When you dishonor one, the other suffers silently. We live in a time where mental strength is praised, but physical well-being is often treated like an afterthought. Something we'll get to when we have time, something we push aside in the name of productivity. But the irony is true productivity comes from alignment, not exhaustion. When your body is under stress, your brain goes into survival mode. Your thoughts become foggy, your emotions become sharp, your patience wears thin. And no matter how many motivational quotes you read or how disciplined you try to be, if your body is tired, your mind will not obey. You can't meditate through migraines. You can't journal through chronic fatigue. You can't visualize your goals when your blood sugar is crashing. The nervous system remembers everything your willpower tries to ignore. If your body is inflamed, depleted, or out of rhythm, your mental clarity will pay the price. Because your mind lives in your body. And for it to thrive, the body must be nourished, moved, respected. It's not about chasing some aesthetic ideal. It's not about becoming a fitness model or running marathons, unless that brings you joy. It's about listening to your body like you would listen to your best friend. When it whispers, "I'm tired," don't respond with caffeine and guilt. Respond with rest. When it signals tension, don't push through mindlessly. Pause, stretch, breathe. Realize that your body is not a barrier to your goals, it is the bridge. Small things matter. A short walk in the morning doesn't just wake up your legs, it clears your mind. A glass of water first thing in the morning doesn't just hydrate your cells, it signals to your brain, "I care about you." Standing up and rolling your shoulders doesn't just relieve pressure. It tells your nervous system, "You are safe." These simple habits are not physical routines. They are spiritual affirmations. Many people try to escape anxiety through thoughts alone. But often, the most healing thing you can do is move. Not for intensity, but for intimacy with yourself. Movement is not punishment, it is a return to rhythm. And rhythm is where peace lives. When you walk, your thoughts get a chance to breathe. When you stretch, your emotions loosen their grip. When you sleep well, your decisions become wiser. Your memory sharpens. Your focus deepens. Your heart becomes more open to joy. Neglecting the body while trying to master the mind is like trying to grow a tree with no roots. You can build higher without building deeper. And the foundation of a strong mind is a well-loved body. One that is treated not as a burden, but as a temple. One that is given sunlight, water, movement, and stillness. One that is not rushed, judged, or compared, but simply cared for, day by day, breath by breath. We often think healing must be complicated. But sometimes healing begins with sleep. With stretching in the morning sunlight. With eating food that doesn't just fill you, but fuels you. With walking outside, letting nature reset your nervous system. With turning off your phone an hour earlier, so your brain doesn't drown in noise while your soul is crying for silence. If you want your thoughts to be clear, your emotions to be balanced, your decisions to be wise, start with the body. Listen to its cues. Honor its signals. Respect its seasons. You cannot access the higher realms of clarity and creativity if your physical foundation is cracked from neglect. Your mind is powerful, yes, but it draws strength from the vessel it lives in. You don't need a new app or another plan. You need awareness, presence, the willingness to come back into your body with compassion, not criticism. To realize that nurturing your body is not a distraction from your purpose. It is the path to embodying it. When your body feels supported, your mind becomes steady. When your body feels safe, your thoughts soften. And when your body feels loved, your spirit begins to sing again. So care for it. Gently, faithfully, with intention, not to impress anyone, but to become a better steward of the life you've been given. Because a mind cannot soar when the body is sinking. And when both are aligned, life doesn't just become more manageable. It becomes more meaningful.